7 a.m., all residents will have to be evacuated from the Emerald Court and the ATS Greens village. At about 7:10 a.m., there will be a security check to ensure everyone has been cleared from the area. At 7:20 a.m., the electricity of entire two societies is going to be switched off, specifically of the Emerald Court, which is sort of in the same premises as that of the explosion site. In the next 10 minutes at 7:30 a.m., the lift, water supply will also be turned off. By 7:40 a.m., it will be a complete evacuation of the vicinity of the neighborhood. Any last-minute check to ensure there is no resident in the neighboring society inside their apartments. At 2:30 p.m. is when the Twin Towers implosion via a detonation is going to take place that will last for sharply 9 seconds. 4 p.m., if, as everyone's hoping, the plan succeeds, residents will be permitted to return. By 4:30 p.m., the lifts will first be becoming functional. We are talking about high-rise buildings, and therefore the lift will be the first step to be made functional. By 5 p.m., electricity and water supply will also be restored. This, remember, is of course depending on the concrete debris, the dust that settles, because a lot of residents do have a respiratory concern. But the experts who I've been speaking to, our colleagues have been speaking to, are very confident. We are talking about the Edifice Engineering and the Jet Demolition, which is a South African company. All of them are together in this, and they have the Kerala's Maradu Towers explosion and demolition as a study example. Listen in now to what the demolition experts are saying of how they plan to bring down this 32-story building of the Supertech Towers.
You have since carried out such explosions. How is the experience in Southern Africa is different from this structure, as we see, the very narrow passage between the resident area and this illegal structure? Joe?
Yes, well, I mean, it's a challenge to have buildings of this size. Over 100 meters, there's been few buildings imploded. We've done one larger in Johannesburg with less space. And
larger than this?
Yes, larger than this and less space. So we are fully confident that we will get this thing down safely. We've spent a lot of time designing the blast and planning it, preparing the building. So we are fully confident that given the space we have, which is more than what we've had previously.
We're seeing people are quite apprehensive, those who have residential areas.
I can understand that fully, of course. If anyone is living quite close to it, they must be concerned.
So what was the last your experience as terrible as this tall building, and particularly the space between the residential complex and the structure that you demolished?
Our previous experience. Well, again, the previous one we did, the highest one was 108 meters high, but the space was severely restricted.
That was much lesser than
here we have twice as much space. Okay, so we are quite confident that we will get it down on the ground without causing any damage to the buildings and the pipeline.
Well, Kevin, when you carry out such exercise, particularly use of explosion, this would be second such experience for Indians, and particularly first time in NCR. So we understand why people are a bit apprehensive. But when gravity works, when there is a free fall, literally a waterfall of this structure coming down, there will be some velocity of the debris and, of course, the mass. Will it spread around? What will be the aftermath of the explosion, and when the debris, there will be a free fall?
See, we've put protection on the columns and the perimeter of the building, so the explosives itself will not throw any debris outside. There will be some debris on the ground. Of course, the building has to come down, but for the part of the explosives, nothing will fly everywhere. It will all be contained within the footprint of the structure.
तो ये हिंदुस्तान में पहली बार हो रहा है ऐसा इम्प्लोजन, तो डर किसी, आज मैं रहता हूँगा तो मेरे दिल में भी डर रहेगा। उनका डर जायज़ है, लेकिन हम उनको आश्वस्त करना चाहते हैं कि एवरीथिंग इज फाइन एक्सेप्ट सम विंडोज ग्लासेस विल बी ब्रेक एंड दैट वी विल रेक्टिफाई ऑन आवर ओन। केवल फाइनल चेकिंग इज गोइंग ऑन। एक एक मंजिला सीढ़ी से चढ़ के लिफ्ट भी डिसमेंटल हो चुकी है। सीढ़ी से चढ़ के 32 मंजिले तक जाना है, इंडिविजुअली एक एक होल चेक करना है और नीचे आना है।